Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Shit's about to hit the fan. Welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays on Wrestling with Freddie.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your host, Mike Michelson. On behalf of Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jeff Dye, this is Unsanctioned Thursdays. All right, we're going to talk, since there's only 47 hours a week of wrestling, the people demanded more time, and Unsanctioned Thursdays is that time. And fortunately, there's more wrestling out there on Saturday night, and it's Collision. And with the departure of CM Punk, Bryan Danielson has smoothly slid into the ultimate babyface position. And I want to be very clear, over the next year, I don't know if there's going to be a bigger babyface than Bryan Danielson. I almost called him Daniel Bryan. Than Bryan Danielson. He basically announced that he has a year left of wrestling, saying, I promised my daughter when she turned, I think it was 7 years old, that I was going to wrestle a lot less and be home a lot more. And she's 6 years old. And this being his last year, I'm telling you right now, this guy he will do no wrong in the eyes of the fans. He can do anything he wants to anyone in the company, and it'll come off like a babyface because your favorite football player just told you this is his last season. Your favorite basketball player just said, this is my final season. Come watch me play. No matter what, this guy is so beloved. Everyone knows that he was looked over and passed over at WWE. Vince, Hunter, and Stephanie had no thought of putting the world championship around him. They put him in a crappy tag team that he made work with Kane. It started the hell no to the hell yes movement. And the yes movement is what put the title around Daniel Bryan at WWE, who we know now as Bryan Danielson. But the man who got the yes movement to get behind him was a man who is one of the greatest professional wrestlers ever. And his skills on the mic developed over the years to the point where they are now. We're at a very high level. And he's not a storyteller. He's very straight, direct, and to the point. But he let everybody know this is just about it. And every match I have from this moment forward is going to mean something, starting with, and he announced his match against Zack Sabre Jr., who I saw on the NXT channel a couple times in whatever that World Cup thing that they would do was. It wasn't a World Cup. It was like the Mae Young Classic, only for dudes. But anyway, this guy is a special, special wrestler. He's a man's man, y'all. He just had a match where he broke his arm in like the first 5 minutes and still went for another 20. Came back from the arm injury, had an epic strap match with Ricky Starks in which he won and still put him over. I can't say enough good stuff about this guy. He would come into our like acting workshop when I worked at WWE, and he seems the same way now as he was then. Just a hungry dude who's doing what he loves. He treated everybody with so much friggin' respect. He treated everybody so well with so much dignity and kindness. And not everybody, in fact, hardly anybody lived the life he lived. He was a vegan back then. I don't know if he still is. You know what I mean? Like he was a real, just a straight shooter, but he just treated everybody phenomenally well, whether they were veterans that he treated with respect or people that were even newer than him that he would also treat with respect. But I saw him do that from the very beginning, and I know that he's still that way today because I know people that have worked with him, and they all say the same things about him. I can't say enough good things about Daniel Bryan because that guy's just an absolute treasure of a guy, and we're lucky to have seen him wrestle.
I am a little flustered by it, if I'm honest. We waited so long for him to come back. You know, we had so many years of the he can't wrestle and the storyline of like, will he ever be cleared? And then there was all these rumors of like, if he does get cleared by a different wrestling division that isn't like WWE, then he's going to leave WWE, which made everyone be like, what? We're going to lose Daniel Bryan because some other people were clearing him. And then the whole storyline of I'll never wrestle again. And now he is wrestling. I really believe that he's only going to give us one more year. so that he can spend time with his daughter, who will be turning 7 in a year. And he promised her. I don't know why he'd make that promise. What about us? What about us, Daniel? Also, wrestlers, I thought you guys didn't retire. I thought you just would die in the ring or whatever.
Well, he didn't say no more matches. He just said way less.
Oh, okay.
So he did throw that out there. He just said, I'll be wrestling a lot less.
Oh, I thought he said that he was going to be done. He'll be done in when she turns 7.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe we can go to our expert producer, but I think he made it sound more like he was just about done, but would maybe, undertake it for a while, so to speak.
Well,
you know what I mean?
We don't want him to just go away. So, that's what we don't want.
Yeah, nobody wants to lose Daniel Bryan, and we know that you kids miss your dad, but come on, kids, suck it up. Come on. 8 more years.
That's what we want, exactly. Also,
exactly.
I don't think these pro athletes understand. And this goes with football, baseball, basketball, hockey, pro wrestling, UFC. They think I care about their personal lives. Right. I got to spend time with my kids. I've got to think about my family. You don't think
what kids?
You don't think about me when you leave town to go take these big contracts. When you go to you don't consider me. So why would I care about your personal life? We want you wrestling to your king.
Jeff ignores all his kids every week just so he can be here for us. You guys,
whatever it takes.
He ignores all of them. Didn't even live with them.
Who needs them?
That's right. Did you flip them off?
Yeah, don't like it.
Ricky Starks came out and interrupted and is still setting himself up to be that next guy. And he also did it on Dynamite as well in a backstage segment that he's honestly just as good at as he is in the in-ring stuff lately. But the path that he's on is the path he needs to stay on right now. This dude has found something in the last few months, and it's really working well. The crowd loves it. He's even gotten boos, which is hard to do because when people love you, whether you're a good guy or a bad guy these days, they still cheer. It took a 70-year-old man getting whipped with a belt to do it, but still, man, he got some boos. It's not an easy task. But yeah, man, I really enjoy Collision when it's good. And when they focus on the right people, man, it's good. And they did that. They did that this week. Let's move on to the return of Jade fucking Cargill.
The best.
Not Seth freaking Rollins. They don't have the guts to curse. Jade fucking Cargill is back. The choke slam looked awesome. The boot looked awesome. Everybody got the hell beat out of them. The segment was supposed to be about her. She came out in like the disco ball, shiny, like suit looking thing. So it was all lights on her, all focus on her. The white hair, stepped in the ring like she owned it, smashed on everybody, looked down, said, "That's my belt," walked out. Thank you very much, Jade Cargill. That's all I need to see. And I'm a happy wrestling fan. That's all I need.
I got Big Bill beating up on Bryan Danielson. I got Jade Cargill. This is a good week of wrestling if I can get 2 of my strong favorites like that in the same week.
You love the big ones. You love the big ones. And he's jacked right now.
Crushing it.
Big Bill. He's jacked. Okay. Miro and Hobbs. I did not think that we would get to spend time talking about this storyline too much because it's 2 big guys that aren't great on the mic, although I think Hobbs is getting better on the mic. Miro is who he is on the microphone. It's hard when it's not your first language, and I think he does a good job considering that. And he speaks English fluently, and I don't know how many other languages. But CJ Perry, who we knew as Lana back in the day, one of the coolest managers ever when she was Russian Lana, when it was Rusev Crash. I loved that Lana. American Lana, I didn't connect with as much, but evil old school Russian Lana was awesome. She is back, and she kind of put she kind of put Miro's storyline into context and added another wrinkle to the Hobbs Miro story, which I hope isn't over. It shouldn't be. Meaty men need to be slapping meat. But she had a backstage, like not backstage, but like a video vignette, basically saying that Miro lost his path and he was going to have to find it, but she was going to have to find hers as well. And she did. And that discovery was she's going to become the coldest motherfucker on the planet and become the baddest manager in AEW. And I'm telling you right now, she's got a shot. She's got a shot. The crowd, she's got a shot. Okay. Hear me out, okay? It's going to be tough. And AEW, I don't think, has gotten the manager thing 100% right yet. The crowd friggin' loves Miro so damn much. They want their big guy, like you like big guys, to get over. Even if he's not doing great, they're still cheering and putting him over like he is, like in his promos and stuff like that. They really try to be receptive to his messages and the backstage segments that he's done that aren't always the best. If she can talk even a little bit, she's got a shot to get this over because they love him so damn much. If she comes off real at all and not like fake, phony, super hot Hollywood blonde girl, but if she just comes off as real, even a little bit real, they're gonna love her. And I hope she can do it. I think she's got a chance to pull it off. And it will be nice to have a manager that I liked in AEW. Because in NXT, man, she had it. She had it and she had the crowd. And I think she can pull that off again. I really do.
Well, what makes a good manager?
Well, first of all, the necessity of one, right? Your talent has to not be the best on the mic. So there's the necessity. Second, you have to be money on the microphone. Now, as the American Lana, it was not money. However, as Russian Lana, and when she had a character, she did really, really well. I think if she throws everything away, everything that was WWE, throw all that out, and it's just, I'm CJ Perry, this is who I am, this is my man, I've stayed with him through everything because he's the most dominant male on the fucking planet, and the rest of you guys are betas, period. This is the kind of man I respond to. Then she's got a shot. The same way like Scary or Sensational Sherry was with Macho Man. Like she was killing it back then. So I would love to see a strong manager at AEW. And I'm glad they're taking a shot with her. But I'm saying she's got a shot, which means the odds are stacked against her.
I think so too. I agree with all that. I just think that the best managers, are the ones who crush it on the microphone. I think Enzo Amore could come back as like a manager and be not a wrestler. Don't put him in the ring.
He was money.
Let him be on the mic. I think Lana is a smoke show. I think she's so stinking hot, and I really liked her when she was doing the Russian thing. Just like you said, everything. I agree with everything you said. I just think it is going to be an uphill battle because I wouldn't say that her strong suit is necessarily like the microphone, but I'm rooting for it. Yeah, and that will be the dilemma, but I wish them luck. I wish them well. And I wish all our listeners well, too, because this is Unsanctioned Thursdays, and it's the end of our show. And to quote the great 80s show on HBO, Brain Games, Unsanctioned Thursdays is now over.
This has been a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.